Hello everyone, this is Ed Park from ATMS Logistics Inc. Today we want to learn how to become a licensed customs broker. When I decided to become one, and YouTube was one of the very first place I looked into to see whether I could find some informative YouTube videos, but there were not. There were only few to begin with. The most of them was not informative at all, and the rest of them are more like company commercial. So I decided to make one so that those who wants to become a licensed customs broker can be benefited from the videos I'm planning to make. Today we'll basically go through the overview of how to become a licensed customs broker. So we'll cover what is customs broker, who can become customs broker, license exams, broker license process, along with broker permit process. So what is a customs broker? A customs broker is individual or partners, associations, or corporations licensed, regulated, and empowered by U.S. Customs and Border Protection, we call CPB, to assist importer-exporter in meeting federal requirements covering import-export in and out of the United States. Customs broker also submit necessary information and appropriate payment to CBP on behalf of his or her client. It used to be all information was shared with the CBP through paper documentations, but now currently I believe over 90% of all information was sent to CBP via online. Customs broker also actually has the expertise in entry procedure, admissibility requirements, classifications, valuations, and the rates of duty and applicable taxes and fee for imported merchandise. There are different entry processes even for same commodity, and obviously there are different processes for different commodity. Examples, steel product coming out of Korea has different entry processes compared to the product imported from, let's say, France, versus the product imported from China under Section 301 is handled differently from the product imported from Mexico under the NAFTA agreement. So basically, the customs broker is extension of CBP. Next, we talked about who can become customs broker, and obviously, in order for you to become customs broker, you have to be U.S. citizen, and at least you should be 21 years old. At the same time, you cannot be a current federal government employee. I guess this is due to avoiding the potential conflict of interest, and you should also possess good moral character. I guess they go through this process of criminal record background check and credit report process and assess your moral character. And obviously you have to pass customs broker license exam, and you actually have to submit broker license applications, and your application must be approved by CBP. Let's talk briefly about customs broker license process. In order for you to become a customs broker licensed customs broker, you actually have to take the exam and you have to pass the exam. You could do online registrations with a fee of $390, and you could actually register online, and link is attached. The registration process is actually open about 2 months, but closed a month prior to the actual exam. And test is a computerized test since October 2017, and it is an open book test with 80 multiple choice questions. And test is based on the harmonized tariff schedules of the United States. That's about 2-3 inch binder full of reading material. And there's 2 books of Title 19 Code of Federal Regulations called CFR, Each book has about 1,000 pages. Then you have multiple specified custom directives and customs and trade automated interface requirement documentations. There are actually multiple of those as well. So you are talking about, lots of material, the customs broker license exam. This exam is also a 4.5-hour long exam, and they only offer twice a year. So fourth Wednesday in April, and there's another one actually in October. In order for pass the exam, you have to get a score 75% or better, which is equivalent to 60 correct answers out of 80 questions. Typical passing rate of customs broker license exam is pretty low. It's about 30 to 20%, and depending on when you take the exam. And those actually compared to the bar exam of 65 to 68%, the American Board of Internal Medicine of 89%, and CPA exam of 45 to 50%. The date of the exam, you actually have to bring several documentations with you. The first will be the proof of registrations, which you probably get via email, your picture ID, citizenship, which include valid passport or naturalization certifications, or it could be a birth certificate, and your study material to the exam site. I've seen people bring a milk box full of study materials or travel luggages, and make sure you bring all your written material if you think that they are necessary. And at the same time, make sure you actually arrive to exam site with ample time in advance, because the line is very long. The process of registrations actually on site is a lot longer. I think personally mine took about over an hour. So make sure you arrive to your exam site way in advance. Once you took the exam, CBP posts the exam question sheet in about 2 weeks after the exam, and I attached the link where you can find exam questions, and they actually also mail your answer sheet to you in about 5 weeks after the exam. You cannot actually take the exam question sheet, obviously, because the test is done on a computer. But you can actually write down the answers on your piece of paper. You can take it with you. Maybe you can compare that with the answer sheet you will get it by CBP. But that actually help you, so you can actually check. Later on, about a month after the exam, the CBP also posted the answer kit to the same link I shared with you on the previous bullet. Then CBP sent official letter stating the result of your test delivered to you in about 2 months. So if you take your exam in October, let's say, then you probably get your result the early part of January. Even if your test result or your official letter stated that you didn't pass, don't get discouraged. It is very possible you could still protest the result with a logical argument. If you find yourself where you think that your answer has lags and there is logical reasons behind it, you can still be able to protest, and CBP might actually grant your protest. There are more information available about the customs broker license exam, and I did share that with you. Once you pass your exam, then the next step is you should get your customs broker license. You could actually apply for customs broker license immediately after you are notified you pass the exam, but you actually apply for your customs broker license to the port where you will transact custom business as a broker. Let's say, for example, if you live in LA and you want to transact customs business in Long Beach, then you want to actually submit your customs broker license to the Port of Long Beach in California. Keep that in mind. You only have 3 years after getting a letter from a CPB that you passed. So if you do not submit an application within 3 years after you pass the exam, all the efforts and time you spent working on the exam become moot point at that point. So make sure if you decide to become licensed customs brokers, make sure you submit your application within 3 years after passing the exam. There's $200 application fee required. Once you actually submit all the required application along with the fee, then it will take about 6 to 12 months until you get your license if you're passing followings. First of all, there will be multi-agency background investigations, which includes the fingerprint, review of the character references, the credit report, any arrest records. So basically, you will be asked to come into CBP office and having an interview with the CBP officers. They will go through, just like you're going through a job interview, and they ask you questions about your past job histories. They ask you to submit your credit report in advance, and they will see whether you had any bankruptcy in the past. And obviously, they will go through a background check, while you're taking your fingerprint. The second step, how you need to go through is CBP Port Director's reviews and approval. So if you submit your customs broker license applications to the Port of Long Beach, then Long Beach Port Directors actually review your application and they will approve. Once they approve, they will send their recommendation to CBP headquarters in Washington, D.C. for the final approval of Assistant Commissioner at the Office of Internal Trade. So once you got your customs broker license, now you might want to consider submit applications for customs broker permit. This permit is required if you want to open your own customs broker business. There are 2 types of the customs broker permit. One is the local permit. Second one is a national permit. A local permit allowed you to conduct customs broker business within a specific district only. So if I submit my permit application for the Port of Long Beach, then I could only conduct customs broker business within the Port of Long Beach. It takes about 3 months once you apply, and there is $100 application fee along with $141.70 of user fee required. National permit, on the other hand, allowed to conduct custom broker business within any district of the United States. The caveat here is that in order for you to submit applications for national permit, you have to have local permit first. So it doesn't really matter which local permit, but you actually have to at least one local permit before you submit your custom broker permit for national permit. The second part is that once you submit your application, it takes 1 to 2 months until you get your national permit, but this time frame can be changed depending on how busy they are, which local permit you actually apply to. And there is a user fee of $238.80. Obviously, all those fees numbers can be changed depending on when you actually submit your application for the permit. Hi, so far in this video, we talked about, definition of customs broker all the way down to how to get your customs broker a permit. In a future video, I want to go through each step more in detail, such as, how to take the exam, how to prepare for the exam, what's a detailed process associated with getting customs broker license and customs broker permit. If you have any question, you can write your question to address shown, or you can send me an email, or you can leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe my channel for future video. If you enjoyed this video, please click like button. Thank you.